fine morning to all of you, and moving on with the current topic, lifelines of national economy. We had concluded till the portion, the discussion regarding the roadways. The discussion regarding the roadways, and that included the types, the categories of the roads, which are the basic roads which are found in India, the Golden Quadrilateral, also known as the superhighway. We also talked about the national highways, the state highways, the district roads, the rural roads, the border roads. One thing I would like to bring it clear in your mind, the density of the road. As with regard to the density of population or the density of anything which you might have studied before also, just in the same manner, the density of road refers to 1 by 1, means 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer length, 1 kilometer breadth. You can take it any type of a length. Within that length period, what kilometers or roads are there, that is known as the density of road. Clear? In the same manner, if we talk at what is the density of population of any particular place. So density of a population refers to the number of people inhabiting in 1 kilometer length and 1 kilometer breadth of that area, that is known as the density of population. In the same way, the density of road refers to 1 kilometer L, 1 kilometer B, and within that there are number of roads inhabiting. Okay, what is that number of roads? That refers to the density of road. Clear? Now moving on to the main point now. Second one, that is the railway system. Railway in India is one of the principal mode of transportation. This railway, that was the introduction of the Britishers. Never think that Britishers wanted to develop India. The only motive of the Britishers were that to drain away as much of wealth from the country. We were colonized during the British period, and taking away of the raw materials, they required some type of mode of transportation. So that is why during the period of Dalhousie, in the period of 1853, something like that, the railway system was introduced in India by the Britishers. This railway system, as it went on broadening and broadening, as the time passed, we came to understand that looking into the technological, looking into the parameters of the importance of this railway, we come to the assessment that these railways are the principal mode of transportation of the freights and the passengers. The freight and the passengers is the principal mode. Freight means the same thing which I want to refer day before yesterday. I had talked about it acts as a link between one transportation to the other transportation. We had talked about day before yesterday that roadways are a system, are a thing which acts as a link. Means if we go to Jasidi, I have to take the means of transportation, that is bus from Goda. And from bus then I will go to Jasidi, then I will catch the railway. Same is the case with the railway system also. It acts as a means of a freight as well as the passengers. Freight means referring to the flight. Okay? So wherever you want to go, either by means of your flight, so this railway also helps in that. You want to take the plane from Patna. You want to go to, you want to avail your plane from Ranchi. So by railway system you will have to reach there at Ranchi, and then once again you will go and catch your aeroplane from there. So this railway system, it acts as a means of transportation for the freights as well as the passengers. Passengers moving from one place to another. We also see the importance of railway. It is a means of transport for the business activities, for the economic activities. सामानों का इधर से उधर आवागमन होना, पहुंचना, गिरना, फिर पहुंचाना, all these things refers to the trade and the business system in the country. Huge amount of transportation of goods takes place with the help of the railway system. You might be seeing that the transportation of coal, transportation of cement, transportation of any source of a food grain in a heavy quantity, that is done with the help of the railway system. Sightseeing, pilgrimage, all these things are worth for the railways. Sightseeing, कहीं का दर्शन करना, किसी जगह पर पिकनिक मनाने का स्पॉट पे जाना, so all these things acts for this railway system. Then pilgrimage, तीर्थ यात्रा के लिए, धार्मिक स्थल पर जाने के लिए, दूर दूर जाना है, पूरी जाना है, ठीक है? So you have to go and seek the train, and only with the help of the train you will reach to the particular place. So this railways have made it possible to conduct multifarious activities. These railways have made it possible for us to conduct various multifarious activities like sightseeing, business, pilgrimage, along with the transportation of goods over a longer distance. एक दूरी से दूसरे दूरी तक अपने वस्तुओं को पहुंचाने का काम, everything is done by the help of the railway system. Apart from an important means of transport, the Indian railways have been a greater integrating force for more than 150 years. Railways in India bind the economic life of the country as well as accelerate the development of the industry and agriculture. This railway system, they have accelerated the industries. They have accelerated the industries as well as leading to development. Means what? Right after the introduction of the railway system, the goods were transported from one place to another. Just see why this railway is regarded as the lifeline. It leads to the acceleration of the development of the industries. It leads to the development of the national economy of the country. Go from that side. It leads to the development of the national economy. How? The movement of the goods, the carriage of the food grains, or any sorts of an industrial product. Either it can be the raw material, or it can be the finished product, or it can be the things which is to be required for some other industries. Then all such type of things will be meted out by the help of the railways. Had there been no railways, there would have been a great difficulty in making it possible for the goods to converge from one place to another. It would have been difficult for the raw materials. It would have been difficult for the raw materials to go up from one place to another. That is why, to conclude with, we can well say that it has accelerated the working of the industries. Acceleration means giving the power. Acceleration. There is no full stop. The work is not stopped. It has led to the acceleration. क्योंकि समय पर हर सामान वहां पे पहुंच रहा है, समय पर जो है उसके निर्मित वस्तु, I mean to say the finished product, that comes out and that is transported from one place to another. If the matter of raw material is concerned, it comes at the exact time. Probability would be there. If there would have been no railways, then it would be difficult for the acceleration of the industries. It would be difficult for the development of the national economy of the country. So, in a nutshell, we can well say that this railway system, it has proved to be a boon for the country, which has led to the development of the national economy or the economic growth of the country. The Indian Railways have a network of whatever the data is, this much, and spread over a route of that much, and so on and so on. So passenger service vehicles and other coaches vehicles are there. So in the railway system, there are multifarious categories also. There are general bogies, there are the sleeper bogies as well. It's according to the want of the people can opt for the AC1, AC2 and AC3 also. And all sorts of services are also being given to the passengers. This, I am talking about the movement of the people from one place to another. The time also seeks less in this, the speed is well maintained, so people can reach at an actual time according to the whatever the time desired, whatever time is given to the other person, उस समय को आप पकड़ सकते हैं, आप इस means of transportation को अगर लेकर आप चलते हैं, because you have in your mind that I am going to reach Calcutta by means of railway, not by means of aeroplane. So whichever people is waiting for you there at Calcutta, you will naturally give him time according to the service of the railway system. And then you will tell him, yes, I am coming after 10 hours. And within that 10 hours, you are calculating in your mind that by 10 hours I will reach over there. So, all these things gives a clear-cut meaning that this railway system, it really acts as a lifeline of the country. Moving on, the distribution pattern of railway, the pattern of the distribution of the railway in India. The distribution pattern of railway network in the country has been largely influenced by the physiographic, economic and administrative factors. Has been largely influenced by physiographic, economic and administrative factors. Physiographic factor, administrative and one more administrative factor and another one is economic factors. इन तीनों चीज को ध्यान में रखकर रेलवे इन्फ्लुएंस्ड हुआ है. Physiographic, whatever is the condition of the land, physical appearance, then the administrative policy of the country. This railway system, it acts as the lifeline of the economy of the country. It acts as a means of transportation. It is a means of a development of the country. This railway system has been influenced by these three factors. Keep it in mind. The railway system has been influenced by physiographic system, the administrative factor, as well as the economic factor. Let's see it. The northern plains with those vast level land, high population density and rich agricultural resources provided the most favorable condition for their growth. However, a large number of rivers requiring construction of bridges across their wide beds posed some obstacles. In the hilly terrains of the peninsular region, railway tracks are laid through low hills, gaps or tunnels. The Himalayan mountainous region too are unfavorable for the construction of railway lines due to high relief, sparse population and lack of economic opportunities. Likewise, it was difficult to lay railways on the sandy plain of western Rajasthan, swamp of Gujarat, forested tracts of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Jharkhand. So, we are also seeing that in the northeastern part of India, where there are agricultural resources, where there are other type of resources, where the population of the country, you cannot say that it is a sparse population. Sparse means less, but the population is dense over there. But looking at the physiographic graph of that particular place, we can well say that even at that place where it was difficult for the railways because of the higher reliefs, the slopes, the undulating land, the gradients becoming higher and higher, there are terrains, rivers and so on, even at such areas, it could be made possible that railways have their destination even in those particular areas. For example, if we could have neglected that, and thought of not linking that particular place with the other parts of the world, then probably the natural resources, the natural vegetation, looking at the economic factors, looking at the development of such a place, that would have been absolutely null. That would have been absolutely zero. So it was good on the part of the Indian government. That is the administrative factor. That this administration took it as a challenge that although the area is a hilly area, the gradients are becoming higher and down. There are slopes, there are various terrains. It is difficult to build the tracks even in such particular areas, but we finally did it. And that place has got its connection with all other parts of the world, all other parts of the domestic domain. I mean to say India. अगर हम लोग नहीं उसको कनेक्ट करते रेलवे सिस्टम से, तो हो सकता था शायद कि वे लोग एक अकेले एक टापू के जैसा महसूस करता. They could not move from one place to another because the channel of movement would have been stopped. So, even in the sandy areas, even in the difficult terrains, even in the slopey areas, even at the greater gradients also, it became possible wherever it was necessary. Wherever it was necessary, the word is there. The construction of railways were done. And finally, those places got its identity, and the people residing in such areas, they prospered, and the resources of that particular place, that also was utilized by the Indian government. So, to conclude with, we can say, even in such area where we could get some of the natural resources, and because of the coming of this railway system, that place got its importance, and the identity of that place could be referred to each and one and all. So that acted as a lifeline. That was the main thing for the development of that place. Let us see. Same was the case with the places like the sandy plains of western Gujarat, the swamps of the Gujarat, the forested trek of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and also some of the places like that of the Jharkhand. Even some of such places were very difficult, but still the government is trying its level best to make the railway system approach to a nearest to the near destination. We never thought of the coming of the railway system in Godda, and since so many years of the struggle, now we are witnessing that it is possible that within 2 years of a time, the railways should be running from one place to another, connecting this small place like Godda, which has got rich abundance of natural vegetation, which has got rich abundance of minerals too. And the remotest part of this area, talking about Barhet, talking about Sundar Pahadi region, talking of the areas like Hiranpur and so on, such places where there are abundance of resources, that places can be well developed only because of this railway system. Many things may come up over here, and the people may have a lavish life. It can be possible. So the same examples we talked about, the places like Madhya Pradesh, the place like Gujarat, the place like Rajasthan and so on, that even in that sandy area, even in that swamp area of Gujarat, it could be made possible for the railway tracks to go there. In recent times, in the current period, the development of the Konkan Railway along the west coast has facilitated the movement of passengers and goods in this most important economic region of this area. Talking to the Konkan Railway, the peninsular part of India, where it was determined that it could not have been possible. It was difficult in matter. It is not the present. It took so many years now. काफी साल हो चुके हैं already. So the Konkan railways have been built. And that Konkan railway that is running at the peninsular part of India, and that particular area that is an economic rising zone, ऐसा बात नहीं है कि उस जगह पर कुछ लाभान्वित नहीं होंगे हम लोग, या तो वहां पर बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स हैं, एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड हैं, इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड है, माइनिंग से रिलेटेड है. So because of this going of this Konkan railway, because of the construction of the railways in the Konkan area, the place has facilitated, and that particular place has led to the development and various economic improvements, and economic factors have led to the rise in the economy of the country. So we can in a very proud manner well say that this Konkan railway has contributed to the economic growth of the country. Why this Konkan Railway? Because it has literally led to the transportation of goods, transportation of passengers, transportation of raw materials and many other things to different parts of the country from that Konkan area. Clear? It has also faced a number of problems such as sinking of track in some stretches and landslides. If there are some merits, then there are some demerits also. Any way or the other, if we are constructing the railway and railway works are going on, but still, if such areas are landsliding area, so sometimes or the other, there happens to be some type of accidents also. There happens to be some type of problems leading to the sinking of the land, so leading to the damages in the tracks of the railway. But still, such things are taken into consideration, the importance are given, and every time or the other, such major things are taken into consideration. हर वक्त जो है लोग वहां पर तत्पर रहते हैं इस बात को देखने के लिए कि कहीं पर किसी भी प्रकार का डैमेज तो नहीं हो रहा है। कहीं का भी बात अगर आप करते हो, कहीं से भी अगर रेलवे सिस्टम की दूरी तय होती है और जब अपने एक्चुअल गंतव्य स्थल पर जब पहुंच जाता है तो आप देखोगे हर एक जगह का पटरी वगैरह सबको चेक किया जाता है, कहीं पर कुछ लूज तो नहीं है, कहीं कुछ डैमेज तो नहीं है. सो दैट पीरियड इज गिवन ओवर देयर. सो द नेचर ऑफ द पीपल द वर्किंग in that sector, their work is to look after the maintenance and the repairing system also. So same is the case with this Konkan Railways. There are chances of landsliding, and because of the chances of landsliding, so the people are made aware, whoever are working in that organization, to look after the maintenance and the repairing system. Today, the railways have become more important in our national economy. Yes, it has contributed vast in the national economy than all other means of transport put together. If we are talking about putting into all the means of transport, either it is the roadway or the airways or the waterways, at the top ranker will be the railway system. It is the railway system which acts as the topmost rank, which occupies the topmost rank in leading to the development in the national economy of the country. A railway system not virtually too costly also. It is costly than that of the roadway system, but it is less costlier. The network of the railway has its gauge at each and every places, Milajula ke. It has got its network at all the places. So it is worth, and the occupancy capacity of this railway system, that is much more as compared to any other means of transportation. And if they have got much more means of transport, much more occupancy than other means of transportation, then we can well say that it virtually leads to the greater development in the national economy of the country. However, rail transport suffer from certain problems. Many passengers travel without tickets. Thefts and damaging of railway property has not yet stopped completely. People stop the trains, pull the chain, and which leads to the heavy damage. Think over it, how can we help our railway in running as per the scheduled time? However, there are some of the basic problems which has led to the problems within the railway system. Railways are one of the sector, it is one of the agency of the government, which we people think that it is our own personal property. We travel from one place to another. We are least bothered about cutting for purchasing any type of a tickets. So that leads to the negative part on the part of the national economy. हम लोग टिकट नहीं कटाते हैं, हम लोग चेन पुलिंग्स कर देते हैं, जहां मन तहां इच्छा होता है वहीं पर उस नेशनल प्रॉपर्टी को हम अपना बाबूजी का संपत्ति समझते हैं, घर के अंदर घुसा लेते हैं. पटरी के किनारे कुछ पड़ा हुआ रहता है, या अगर हम बर्थ पर बैठते हैं, कुछ नोच देते हैं, कुछ तोड़ देते हैं, कुछ लोग जो है कुछ वैसे वैसे बड़े बड़े पार्ट ऑफ द आयरन जो है उसका जो है अपने घर के अंदर घुसा लेता है. They think that it is my property. So all such type of things literally leads to damage for this railway system. And in account of that, we will well say that it is a loss for the country. It is a absolute national loss for the country. So such things are to be taken into consideration. That awareness should come within the people that if we are moving from one place to another, it is my duty to purchase a ticket. It is my duty that not to pull the chain in whatsoever manner without any cause. We should not pull the chains, because pulling down the chains also literally leads to the loss of the national economy. People may not reach at a proper time. So if the people are not reaching at a proper time at a particular place, so some important works were to be made by such sorts of people. तो उनका वो समय अवधि खत्म हो जाता है, जिसके कारण हमारे देश पर नेशनल इकोनॉमी पर बर्डन हो जाता है. द गुड्स विच वर रिक्वायर्ड एब्सोल्युटली एट 9 o'clock, वह वस्तु जो जरूरी था 9 बजे, परंतु हमारे चेन पुलिंग्स के कारण वही सामान जो है 11 बजे पहुंचता है. सो लिटरली 2 hours लॉस ऑफ अ टाइम, दैट मीन्स लेस production of anything. Are you getting me? So anyway or the other, such negative parts on the part of the railway system has led to the downfall in the national economy of the country. Another portion we have got, that is the pipelines. In pipeline you have got one important pipeline you have to study in your map portion, in this JVG pipeline, JVJ, something like that. Pipeline transport network is a new arrival on the transportation map of India. This pipeline system is a new arrival on the map of India. We studied about the roadway system. We talked about at a greater length as with regard to the railway system. This pipeline system is also new to the map of India. In the past, these were used to transport water to cities and industry. Previously, when we were young guys, that time we were reluctantly only made to understand कि pipe देखते थे, the only thing which came into our mind was that transportation of water from one place to another. But now the system has changed. Many other things are also, the crude oil, the molasses and so on, many things are transported from one place to another with the help of the pipelines at distant places. Talk about the oil refinery at Assam, Barauni and so on. There are big pipelines situated over there by which the oils and the crude oils and various other type of liquid materials are transported from one place to another. It requires less time, the cost becomes less, and the production becomes more. So that adds to the national economy, that leads to the development of the economic growth of the country. In the past, these were used to transport water to the cities and industries. Now these are used for transporting crude oil, petroleum product, and natural gas from oil and natural gas fields to refineries, fertilizer factories and big thermal power plant. इन्हीं पाइपलाइन की मदद से आज की डेट में हम जो हैं क्रूड ऑयल्स, कच्चा तेल जिसको बोलते हैं, क्रूड ऑयल को ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स लीडिंग टू मोबिल, डीजल, पेट्रोलियम and various other things to the industries as well as to fertilizer industries from one oil region to another industries. यानी जहां पर उद्गम स्थल है, where the place of origin is there, I mean to say where it is required, जहां से शुरू होना है और जिन जगह तक पहुंचना है, that is conveyed, that is transported by the help of these pipelines. right from the factory area till the place where such type of things are required. For example, take for instance, it is required at Sindri. सिंदरी क्या है, फर्टिलाइजर फैक्ट्री है वहां पर. So gases, LPG gas, so on, many type of things are transported with the help of the pipelines to the particular final destination. Either it is the Sindri, either it is the aluminium factory, wherever it is installed. So with the help of these pipelines, such type of things like the crude oil, the petroleum product, the LPG gas, the natural gases, right from the oil refinery field to its particular destination, it reaches over there. So these are used for transporting crude oil, petroleum products and natural gas from oil and natural gas fields to the refineries, fertilizer factories and big thermal power plants. Solids can also be transported through pipeline when converted into slurry. Solids can also be transported when it can be converted into the form of a slurry. Good or in the something in the form of a ठोस पदार्थ, गुड़, ढेला गुड़, okay. Many other things are also salts. Also we can talk about alum factory की हम बात कर रहे हैं. It is solid also, but it can be made soluble in nature. It can be made jelly type in a nature, in the form of a slurry, means semi-liquid type के form में, पूरा घिसा हुआ भी नहीं. तो उस तरीके से भी हमारे pipelines उस particular solid product को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पहुंचाने का काम कर सकता है. Liquid, that is a very easy manner. उसके लिए तो पाइप बना ही बना है. लेकिन something which is semi-liquid in form, some solids can also be converted in the form of a slurry, and when it is converted into the form of a slurry, it can be transported from one place to another. So solids can also be transported with the help of the pipeline when converted into a slurry. Solids can also be converted. The far inland location refineries like such and such places are there, which are the examples in India. Barauni, Mathura, Panipat and gas-based fertilizer plants could be thought of only because of the pipeline. उन जगहों का importance इसलिए बढ़ गया और उन जगहों को हम लोग सिर्फ एक पाइपलाइन के ही कारण उस जगह का जो है importance बढ़ गया. बरौनी की बात कर लो, आप मथुरा का बात कर लो, आप डिगबॉय असम की बात कर लीजिए आप. The importance of such places got its importance only because of the laying down of the pipelines in the country. So we are stopping over here. The final assessment only for today's date is that talking about the density of the road, the railway system, why this railway is at par with that of the all other means of transportation, what are some of the merits and the demerits, what functions does the railway do, which we proudly say that it adds to the national economy of the country. Then there are some of the drawbacks also with regard to the railway system, and that drawbacks we people are responsible for that. We should think, we should cater to the reasoning that after all, how we can improve that system where we are lagging in such type of things. Then we also went on with the another factor, that is the pipeline system, how this pipeline is important for the growth of the national economy, what these pipelines do, what are the categorizations, from which place to which places these pipelines transverse is product from one place to another, and then we have got some other means of communication also, post and telegraph, internet system, postal system, and medias. Then we talk about the newspapers and various other things, and finally we will conclude with. Till then, have a fine time.